Well, hey everybody, and welcome back to It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Today we are making Marengo chicken. Cue the music. Alright, well thanks a lot for watching today. If this is your first time watching or joining us, please do me a favor, go down to the bottom right corner and hit that subscribe button right there, and then hit that bell and you will be notified each and every time I upload new content. Alright, before we get into the list of ingredients for this Marengo chicken, I want to explain a little bit about how Marengo chicken came about and to give you some of the history about it, because it's not what you're going to find on the World Wide Web. I'm making a very, very simple version of it that I found off of another site. For people that are probably 50 and older, you're going to get a kick out of this show because you're going to understand why I chose this after you see it. But the Battle of Marengo was fought in 1800 between Napoleon and the Austrians in the northern Italy somewhere, and they, of course, Napoleon was pretty a badass back then. He defeated the Austrians, and then he sent his chef out in the looted countryside that was pillaged by the war to find ingredients for a meal because he wanted to feed his troops and his officers. So the chef came back with all kinds of ingredients and he made this fantastic meal. Napoleon was so happy about it and he loved it so much that he told the chef that he needs to write down the ingredients because this was going to be their good luck charm for future battles. So we've got shrimp, you got eggs, you got wine, you got tomatoes, you got chicken, of course. There's all kinds of different ingredients and all kinds of different recipes that I've seen online, but the one we're doing is very simplified. So let's head into the kitchen here and see what our ingredients actually are. So we're going to start out with a can of Campbell's Golden Mushroom Soup and a can of Campbell's Tomato Soup. We're going to have about 1.5 pounds of chicken thighs. We got an onion, we have 2 cloves of garlic, and then of course we got a little bit of oil that we're going to use to cook this in. So let's get into the kitchen, start our prep, and get going on this. Alright, this is going to be a real quick and real easy job here for this. All we got to do is cut this onion up. You can julienne it, you can chop it, dice it, mince it, however you want to do it. I am just doing a little nice dice on it. And then we're going to have I'm going to take this cutting board over to our pan, but I'm just going to slice the garlic in here. We got this all ready to go. We're going to head over to the pan and start frying up some chicken. Alright, so like I said earlier, I found this after searching the World Wide Web, and if you're 50 and older, you're going to appreciate this because this is where I got the recipe. This is an old Campbell's soup advertisement. It's actually out of a magazine, probably Family Circle or Woman's Day or something that everybody read back in the day. It's for the golden mushroom and tomato soup that we're using there, but this is for the Marengo chicken. If you're that age or older, or you're from that generation, you know all about how things were cooked with Campbell's soups. There's this is a great ad back in there. I probably remember this from when I was a kid too. And I probably ate it, I'm not real sure, but there was a lot of good reviews on the site when I read it from mothers that made this for their kids when they were little, and now the kids are grown and full grown and they still love having mom make this for them when they come home to visit with their own kids and stuff. So I got a kick out of that. I thought you would too, so this is what we're going to do. Okay, so I've got the chicken thighs that are in the pan of oil that we're going to cook these up until they are about halfway when we flip them. And then I'm going to add the aromatics to the pan. I have hit them with a little bit of pepper because I think we don't need to add salt because the Campbell's soup does have a lot of sodium in there. So I'm going to go ahead and cover these up and let them cook. Now I do want to add, what I like to do when I mix stuff up, I like to do it ahead of time because we are going to pour this into the pan and everything. But I like to blend all of it before it gets put into the pan, just so everything is blended up and we don't try to stir it in there with everything going on. It's like making a potato salad. You want to make sure all your ingredients are mixed as you're adding ingredients. So if it needs water, I will add a little water. So I'm going to mix this all up really good so when we pour it in with the chicken, it is already mixed, and we don't try to do that with all the other stuff that's in the pan. So there's not clumps of one part of it mushroom, one part of it tomato soup. Cool. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and flip the thighs over here in the pan. And then at this point, I'm going to go ahead and add the aromatics in there. And let those start to become part of this dish. Cover it back up. Alright, at this point, we got a good cook going on here with this. I am going to go ahead and put the sauce in because that sauce is important to this dish and it needs to start introducing itself to everything. So a little bit over each part of the chicken, and then I'm just gonna proper way, like I was taught, with a spatula to get everything out of the bowl. I don't want to waste anything. There we go. Chicken's covered. Now the reason I use chicken thighs too is they have their own fat and oil in there when it's going to come out too. This recipe doesn't call for any chicken base in there or chicken stock, but if you can see closely in here, there is some of that oil coming out of the chicken and helping to enhance the flavor of this dish. Now I'm going to go ahead and cover it and let it simmer for probably a good 30 minutes, and then it'll be done, and then we can plate it up. Alright, now this is done. I temped out those chicken thighs when they were about 165. They actually got up to about 172. I took them off and I cut them and I put them back in so they could stew a little bit in this sauce so the chicken would pick up more flavor. This is done. What I'm going to do now is we are going to plate this up, make it look pretty. We're going to take some awesome photos of it for social media. We're going to lay those photos in the timeline with some groovy music, and then we're going to come back and we're going to taste this. So enjoy the music and the pictures, and we will see you after that. There it is. I got it on some egg noodles with a little bit of basil chiffonade on top. Chicken thighs, onion, garlic, cream of tomato soup, and golden mushroom soup combined to make the sauce. We're going to set up the tripod and we are going to taste this. Alright, well here we go. Got a little bit of chicken on here. Get that focus, hopefully. Smells fantastic. The sauce looked really good. Yeah, if you're a fan of Campbell's tomato soup, you'll like this. That texture of the chicken is very, very moist because I tried to use the chicken thighs instead of the chicken breast, because the chicken breast to me has a tendency to dry out a little bit. So this is very moist. Little noodles in there. You can taste that onion and the garlic in there too. It's very, very good, very simple to make. Very easy. You can put it on rice, you can put it on the noodles like I did. You can even put it on maybe some beans in there. You can mix it all up in the pan as well, make like a casserole if you want. There is no cheese on here, but if you want to throw some Parmesan cheese on there as well, that would probably work too. Definitely cut it up let's do with that sauce. Yeah, let me get this back out here so you can see it again. This is from clickamericana.com. This was the Campbell Soup ad that I saw where I got the idea for the chicken Marengo Chicken. This is from an era that I grew up in, most likely the 60s and 70s. A lot of moms were going to work, so they were trying to make it easier for moms to make a meal when they either came home or when they could make before, you know, they went to work, and they could have it for their families, and made sure, trying to make it simple and easy for everybody, just like we do right here on It's Only Food. Thanks so much for watching. Take care of yourselves. We love you. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Leave a comment below. Like this channel and this video, and then share this video with everybody that you know. Thanks a lot, and we will see you next time right here on It's Only Food with Chef John Politte. Bye-bye.